Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Taiwan International Conference on Ocean Governance 2021, hosted by the American Institute in Taiwan, Kaohsiung Branch Office, and the Ocean Affairs Council. Now, the Taiwan International Conference on Ocean Governance 2021 officially begins. Let us invite the branch chief of AIT Kaohsiung, Mason Yu, to deliver his opening remarks.
Minister Tsai, President Yang, Dr. Pendleton, honored guests. On behalf of AIT, I would like to congratulate the Ocean Affairs Council on initiating this first ever Taiwan International Conference on Ocean Governance, and would also like to thank the Ocean Affairs Council for inviting AIT to participate in this important event. The United States and Taiwan have had a long history of cooperation on environmental issues. Since its formation in 2018, AIT has worked closely with the OAC to address an array of global marine issues, enhance the protection of our shared ocean ecology, and help promote the sustainable development of marine industries and resources. In recent years, we have worked hand in hand to bring together leading scientific experts and activists from the United States, Taiwan, and elsewhere to participate in multiple international forums, including the annual Ocean Challenge STEM competition, the 2021 Taiwan International Ocean Youth Leadership Camp, and the 2020 Global Cooperation and Training Framework, or GCTF, Conference on Marine Debris. The challenges and issues that are being discussed here today are massive in scale and extraordinarily complex. It will take sustained, coordinated efforts from the best and brightest around the world to tackle these problems. This is why international forums like this one are so important. The more we collaborate, share new ideas, and build wider, more diverse networks, the better equipped we will all be to make real progress in protecting our oceans. AIT truly appreciates your participation in the Taiwan International Conference on Ocean Governance. Thanks to everyone's active participation, I am sure this conference will be a great success. Thank you.
Please put your hands together to thank Chief Yu. Now, let's invite Senior Vice President of the Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution and the Ocean, Dr. Linwood Pendleton, to say a few words.
Hi, I'm Linwood Pendleton. I'm the Executive Director of the International Project Office of the Ocean Knowledge Action Network. And I'm really happy that you're having this conference about technology, science, and the ability to harness the power of the ocean for sustainable development. You know, the UN Decade of Ocean Sciences for Sustainable Development is all about trying to find new ways of conducting science and developing technology so we meet the needs of sustainable development and planners. And that means doing science differently than we have in the past. It means putting stakeholders and decision makers at the front of the line and working with them. So I hope as you go through your conference today that you'll be able to think about how you can include stakeholders, policymakers, even local people in your neighborhood who live near the sea in designing science and implementing science and then using that science to help us manage a better world with a better ocean. Thanks a lot.
Please put your hands together to thank Dr. Linwood Pendleton. Now, let's invite the President of the National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology, Dr. Yang Qingyu, to say a few words.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Taiwan International Conference on Ocean Governance. For those of you whom I have not yet had the pleasure of meeting, I am Dr. Qingyu Yang, the President of the National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology. Our university puts a strong emphasis on developing ocean industries and nurturing marine professionals. Our university is committed to the development of the Kaohsiung hub area, meeting the demands of local industries, increasing the value of ocean industries, complying with government policies, and achieving sustainable development. With our achievement in industry academic cooperation and R&D in ocean technology, our university serves as an important base for talents of the ocean industries. The 2021 International Conference on Ocean Governance is intended to provide the latest ocean-related information and current trends. So we have invited influential scientists and leading scholars from all over the world to exchange and share their experience and research activities on various aspects on ocean governance. Bringing these ocean professionals to the global stage extends their engagements in international meetings and maritime organizations and encourages the development of professional networks among those who are interested in the area of maritime governance and ocean-related research. As such, we hope this conference will create a sphere of exchange for researchers from academic institutes, central and local governments, and the public and the private sectors, both domestically and internationally, one in which we all can contribute ideas of ocean governance for future policies. On behalf of the National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology, and as a co-organizer of this conference, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the organization committee for the Taiwan International Conference on Ocean Governance 2021, to the American Institute in Taiwan, Kaohsiung branch, and the Ocean Affairs Council. I look forward to the topics that we are going to discuss today, and I believe we will have a very fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Please put your hands together to thank President Yang. Now, let's invite the Deputy Minister of the Ocean Affairs Council, Dr. Cai Qingbiao, to say a few words.
AITK Branch Chief Mr. Yu, National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology, President Yang, and National Taiwan Ocean University, Professor Qiao, National San Yat-sen University, Associate Dean Li, distinguished guests, participants, my fellow colleagues, good morning. I would like to extend my appreciation to AITK for co-hosting this virtual conference, which I believe would engage and inspire attendees. The purpose of this conference is to raise public awareness of the critical issues confronting our oceans, as ocean governance is about managing the oceans and their resources so that they are healthy and productive for the benefit of many generations to come. This is in line with the National Ocean Policy White Paper and its core visions of ecological sustainability, maritime security, and industrial prosperity. That demonstrates one of the main reasons why the OAC is committed to achieving policy goals, including ocean law and policy, marine education, marine science and technology, ocean conservation, maritime safety and security, ocean environmental engineering, maritime industrial, and so on. Today's thematic panel discussions will explore the topics related to those goals, respectively. We are honored to have leading academic scientists, researchers, and research scholars to exchange and share their expertise and research results on a range of aspects of ocean governance. I believe this conference would provide a premier platform for attendees to present, discuss, and learn the recent trends, concerns, and the practical challenges encountered and the solutions adopted in the field of ocean governance. Today's event celebrates the achievements of participants who put forward their innovative ideas and reflect on their individual views on ocean governance. And it would be remiss of me not to thank the judges, moderators, and my fellow colleagues for your continued support and the combined efforts. I wish you all a productive conference. Again, on behalf of the Ocean Affairs Council, thank you all for your participation and contributions to ocean governance. Thank you.
Please put your hands together to thank Deputy Minister Tsai. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to take a group photo. May I ask you to open your camera? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to take a group photo. May I ask you to turn on your webcam? Thank you. While we are waiting for other participants to join the group photo section, allow me to give a brief introduction of the section later and also in the afternoon. There will be two great keynote speeches. One is from Professor Emeritus Cho, and the other is from Dr. Virginia Shen. There will also be 6 panel discussion after the keynote speech. Okay? I believe everybody is already turned on the webcam. So please join me and look at your webcam. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try another one. Everyone, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, let us move on to the next section.
Coast Guard.
We will now officially begin our conference with a keynote speech session. We are delighted to invite Professor Emeritus Cho Wen-yen to give his presentation. Professor Cho is now teaching at National Taiwan Ocean University and National Shen Yan-shen University. His areas of specialization include marine affairs and policy, ocean and coastal management, marine spatial planning, wetland conservation, preservation of underwater cultural heritage. His speech topic is Ocean Governance in Taiwan, Past, Present, and Future. 台湾海洋治理，过去、现在与未来。Now, let's welcome Professor Emeritus Cho.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be here to attend this very important meeting. The title of my speech is Ocean Governance in Taiwan, Past, Present, and Future. In 2013, the Coast Guard Minister Wang Jingwang and I visited Kiribati to meet President Tong. We could see our Coast Guard petroleum vessel number 7 was in the water of the country because Taiwan is a member of the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPFC. Past, there is several definitions about the governance. Governance refers to oversight and decision-making related to the strategic direction, financial planning, and bylaws. Ocean governance is the conduct of the policy, actions, and affairs regarding the world's oceans. According to European Commission, the International ocean governance is about managing and using the world's ocean and their resources in a way that keep our ocean healthy, productive, safe, secure, and resilient. So that definitions can serve as our references. In the past, Taiwan imposed a martial law. The general public were not allowed to go to the seashore without permission. So people knows very little about the ocean. However, after the lifting of martial law, there were many development projects in the coastal areas, and the management jurisdiction in the coastal areas was chaotic. So from the right side, you can see there are so many ocean-related agencies, including the fisheries, territory, and flood controls, navigation, and coastal property, and illegal smuggling and entry, and also the cultural heritage. So the jurisdiction of marine affairs is split among the many agencies. Typical ocean and coastal problems at that time, including the coastal erosion. And this was a beach park in Bali, near Taipei City. For example, but it has now disappeared. Overfishing and illegal fishing, like cyanide fishing, dynamite fishing, are also a problem. In 1980, there were many reclamation projects along the west coast of Taiwan. Marine pollution, especially oil spill from the ships, had a great impact on marine ecosystem. The most well-known case was the oil spill from the commercial vessel Armagos grounded in Kenton National Park in 2001. In response to the above issues, the Executive Yuan established the Commission on Promotion of Marine Affairs to integrate all related activities. I myself was a member of the council. In response to the above issues, the Executive Yuan established the Commission. Over the past 2 decades, the government has published 3 important policy white papers. For example, in 2001, there's an Ocean White Paper. 2006, there's an Ocean Policy White Paper. And 2007, we have Ocean Policy on Marine Education. President candidates also proposed ocean policy. For example, both Mr. Peng Mingmin and Mr. Ma Ying-jeou proposed their ocean policy during election campaign. But what is interesting is that the contents of these papers, these white papers, were derived from my articles. Participating in international affairs is very important for Taiwan. APEC, with 21 member economies, is Taiwan's most important international organization with fair and dignified participation. In the past, APEC's Marine Resource Conservation Working Group and the Fisheries Working Group were highly related to the oceans. These 2 working groups have now been merged and renamed the Oceans and Fisheries Working Group. I have been involved in the APEC ocean-related activities for nearly 20 years and served as editor-in-chief of APEC Bulletin on Marine Resource Conservation and Fisheries, which was very helpful to the information exchange of ocean affairs. In addition to participation in APEC and international and other international organizations, I have also organized 4 Ocean and Taiwan conferences and published Kaohsiung Ocean Declaration, Taipei Ocean Declaration, Ocean Taiwan Action Guidelines, and the Call for Actions for Sustainable Oceans. We believe that They have greatly contributed to the birth of Taiwan's lead agency of marine affairs. Present. Currently, Taiwan has some ocean-related legislation. For example, the Coast Zone Management Act is an important law that I passed in the legislative yuan, and it was enforced in 2015. The four laws on the organization of Ocean Affairs Council was promulgated on July 1st, 2014 by the President. The Ocean Affairs Council has three supported agencies. They are Coast Guard Administration, Ocean Conservation Administration, and the National Academy for Ocean Research. Taiwan's Ocean Affairs Council, OAC, was established on April 28, 2018, which is the ministry level a lead agency on marine affairs in Taiwan. The Ocean Basic Law, the Ocean Basic Act, was enforced in 2019 for the purpose of creating a high-quality marine country that is ecologically safe and prosperous. Pursuant to the Ocean Basic Act, the first edition of the National Ocean Policy White Paper was officially promulgated on the National Ocean Day, July 8, in 2020. This is an important start to Taiwan's marine affairs. However, we still face many challenges. For instance, the integration of marine affairs deserves the priority for the Ocean Affairs Council. You already know that we have many ocean-related agencies. This will be a very challenging work for a brand new agency like the OAC. Marine debris, especially microplastic waste, is a headache problem because the oceans are flowing. The current conflict between the protection of agri reefs and the development of projects of the third LNG port represents the complexity of marine conservation. And the protection of agri reef will be a referendum issue in December 2021 this year. We also have some other challenges, including the illegal fishing in Taiwan Strait. This shows you the illegal sand mining in Taiwan Bank. All of them are very tough tasks for our Coast Guard. In addition to that, the South China Sea issue is also a major policy challenge related to the position of Taiwan. Future. In view of ocean governance, I would like to make the following suggestions for the government and the participants to discuss. Firstly, the roadmap. Although Taiwan has published the 2020 International Ocean White Paper, or Ocean Policy White Paper, concrete actions plan are still lacking. It is therefore necessary for the Ocean Affairs Council to further develop the roadmap for implementation. In addition, our future as our future ocean governance must be responsive to the 2030 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, in particular the 14th goal of conservation and sustainable use of the ocean. Secondly, climate change is an important issue related to the sustainable development, national security, and humanity. For many years, Taiwan has wished to participate in the UN FCCC as an observer. I myself used to be the head of the delegation to the COP meeting, and we do hope there will be support from the aligned countries. The reason is that climate change has a significant impact. For example, rising sea level may pose a high risk to coastal communities. Fishing grounds, our ecosystem may be changed for the regime shift, which is based on the research and finding of Professor Kawasaki of Japan. Ocean acidification is also a problem. In 2008, Taiwan experienced a cold disaster damage in harmful water. So this is our concern. In terms of exclusive law, the Zero Carbon Act will commit New Zealand to zero carbon by 2050. Does Taiwan need a new law for responding to climate change? I think that this will be a complicated issue and needs close department cooperation. For the moment, how to build a resilient homeland is the priority, and this task makes the UN 2030 Sustainable Development Goals and has been included in our 2030 National Ocean Policy Workbook. Thirdly, needless to say, enhancing the capacity building of ocean-related authority must be an important task in the future. We have so many related agencies. The development of offshore wind farms has been a new policy and challenge for Taiwan. Recently, there are a number of conflicts between the development of offshore wind farms and marine uses, such as fisheries and shipping. There are also still many ecological and environmental issues to be resolved, including the conservation of white dolphins and the seabirds, which are important issues for marine conservation. Therefore, the UNESCO and the IOC published the Marine Spatial Planning Guidelines in 2009 to resolve the possible conflicts and establish a new order for ocean uses. I think the most urgent task for the related authority is to establish a platform and efficient mechanism for engaging the stakeholder of marine use. I also suggested the Ocean Affairs Council to draw up the Marine Spatial Planning and Management Act. South Africa and Korea serve as good examples for the new law. In the United States, the experience of developing offshore wind farms in Ticog, Massachusetts, can be the reference to Taiwan. Fifthly, we are in lack of the marine data beyond greenwater mile. So there is a necessity to establish a national marine data bank for planning and management purposes. Sixthly, more research on the international ocean laws is encouraged to clarify the rights and responsibility of the country. Seventhly, Taiwan should actively participate in the international organizations and promote international cooperation on marine affairs. Finally, Taiwan is a marine country. We are deeply dependent on marine resources, so we should pay more attention to the development of ocean industry. But the ocean industry must be also based on the marine ecosystem planning and management. Concluding remarks. Ocean health is our health. The ocean is essential to the economic, social, and ecological well-being of everyone, everywhere. We must strengthen marine education so that people care about the oceans and protect them. The concept of conservation and wise use of the oceans must be rooted in marine culture. That is everyday life. Taiwan also looks forward to working with the United States and other countries to protect the ocean, because the ocean is our common future. Thank you very much for your listening.
Thank you, Professor Emeritus Cho, for making a great speech. Let's welcome another speaker, Dr. Virginia Shen. Dr. Shen is the Associate Dean of Xiwan College at National Sun Yat-sen University, as well as the Chief Executive Officer at the Center for EMI Teaching Excellence. Her areas of specialization include foreign language teaching and learning, cross-cultural studies, and Spanish-American literature and culture. Her speech topic is Island of Diversity, Understanding Taiwan in a Multicultural and Multilingual Context. 多样性岛屿，透过多元文化及语言脉络，认识台湾。Now, let's welcome Dr. Virginia Shen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Virginia Shen, and I taught foreign languages, cultures, and literature in the United States for many years. And now I'm back to Taiwan, and I joined the faculty group of the National Sun Yat-sen University, where I design and teach courses in English to develop students' communication skills and expand their global views and international competitively. Taiwan is a small island with an area of 36,000 square kilometers separated from mainland China by the 200-kilometer wide Taiwan Strait, with a population of around 23 million inhabitants. Taiwan has been a multicultural and multilingual region due to its geographical and historical factors. It was discovered by Portuguese in the 16th century. Over 400 years, Taiwan has been under the rule of Spain, Netherlands, Zheng Chenggong, Qing Dynasty, Japan, and the current Republican government. Here's a map of Taiwan. Taiwan's cultural uniqueness and diversity are the results of the rich blending of traditional and Western cultures and customs. The rich variety of ecologies and cultural backgrounds present on the island provide ideal materials for archaeological research, earning Taiwan a reputation as an archaeological laboratory. According to research, prior to the mid-16th century, Taiwan's inhabitants were related to the inhabitants of the Philippine and Indonesian archipelagos, members of what anthropologists have classified as the Austronesian group. Earliest groups in Taiwan originated from Southeast Asian coastline. The first humans to migrate to Taiwan were Paleolithic peoples. According to existing archaeological surveys, the most ancient archaeological discovery on the island of Taiwan was the Baxian caves site in Taitung County in the east coastline. The traces of human activity from the ancient layers of the site dated to approximately 30,000 years ago. Here is a photo of Baxian Caves. Taiwan's earliest inhabitants chose to live in mountain caves. Aged chipped stone tools were found from Baxian Caves, possibly used for hunting or crafting. Tools were made out of wood and bone using striking methods. The second major migration was undertaken by groups of Neolithic people from the southern East Asian mainland about 6,500 years ago. Archaeologists refer to this way of life as the Dapenkeng culture. Several linguists conjecture that the language spoken by the Dapenkeng culture was the common ancestor of the Austronesian languages. Taiwan's Iron Age began around 2,000 years ago and ended around 300 years ago. Several research theories argue that at this time, another group of new migrants arrived in Taiwan after crossing the sea from southeast China. They brought with them their ironwork and a new way of life. Here is a map of Chinese migrations to Taiwan. Despite of not being a large island, Taiwan is still home to at least 20 culturally, socially, and linguistically distinct indigenous peoples. The Formosan group of languages is a subgroup of the Austronesian languages spoken in Taiwan. The Austronesian linguistic group is vast, stretching from Easter Island of the coast of Chile, in the east of Madagascar of the coast of Africa, in the west, from as far as New Zealand in the south to Taiwan in the north, as shown in this map. Austronesian-speaking people first arrived in Taiwan around 5,000 years BC. There were 9 first-order subgroups of Austronesian language family in Taiwan. Currently, only one group is still spoken by less than 2% of the population. Here, this photo shows the Austronesian language family in Taiwan. The early part of the Iron Age brought with it social change, mainly due to the innovation of iron forging technology. By the late Iron Age, maritime trade brought another wave of transformations in lifeways. Taiwan is an island open to approach from every direction. From about the 15th century, a number of countries began to actively conduct trade in maritime Southeast Asia. Taiwan also incorporated into this trading area. From the 16th century onwards, Chinese people actively engaged in East Asian maritime trade along the coast. Mass settlement by Chinese speakers also began in the 16th century. The majority of the more commonly seen imported objects made from ceramics, metal, and glass generally came from China. The Renaissance kicked off a thirst for exploration and adventure. At the start of the 16th century, Portuguese, Spanish, and Dutch people came to East Asia one after the other. In the 16th century, The Portuguese were the first Europeans to reach the island of Taiwan and named it Ilha Formosa, Portuguese for beautiful island, due to the beautiful landscape as seen from the sea. The Dutch established a colony in present-day Amping in the south of Formosa. The Spanish Formosa was established in Keelung in northern Taiwan in 1624. Fortresses were built to protect the regional trade with the Philippines from the Dutch. In 1642, the fortress was besieged by Dutch forces, given the Dutch control over much of the island. Dutch and Spanish missionaries went deeply into the indigenous society. During the Spanish rule, some 4,000 indigenous people were baptized and converted. The reports by missionaries are the early history of Taiwanese indigenous people. Dutch missionaries set up schools, religion, reading, and writing were taught. Christian Bible was translated into native Aboriginal languages. This marks the first recorded instance of Christianity entering into Taiwan history and preludes to the active Christian practices experienced in Taiwan in modern times. The missionaries also created a number of romanization schemes for the various Formosan languages, which are the first record in the history of a written language in Taiwan. Zheng Chenggong, better known as Guo Xinye, was a Chinese Ming Dynasty loyalist who resisted the Qing conquest of China in the 17th century, fighting them on China's southeastern coast. In 1661, Zheng Chenggong established the Kingdom of Dongning. In 1662, Zheng Chenggong defeated the Dutch outpost on Taiwan. In 1683, the island was annexed by the Qing dynasty. Here is a photo of the statue of Dutch surrendering to Zheng Chenggong. In 1895, Qing dynasty ceded Taiwan province and Penghu Islands in the Treaty of Shimonoseki after the Japanese victory in the First Sino-Japanese War. In 1911, the Qing dynasty was overthrown by the Republic of China. In 1945, with the end of World War II, Taiwan was placed under the administrative control of the Republic of China by the Allies of World War II. In 1960s, Taiwan experienced Taiwan Miracle, which boosted Taiwan economy toward rapid industrialization and economic growth. As the island developed alongside Singapore, South Korea, and Hong Kong, Taiwan became known as one of the 4 Asian tigers. From 1980s to 1990s, the Republic of China transitioned from one-party military dictatorship to a multi-party democracy. The majority of Taiwan's population is immigrants from different provinces in the mainland, which includes Han people and many other minority ethnic groups. Those who resided in Taiwan before 1945 are called islanders, and they speak mainly Taiwanese. And those who came to Taiwan between 1945 and 1949 speak different Han dialects and other languages, and they are called mainlanders. The indigenous Taiwanese Aborigines number about 533,600 and are divided into 16 groups. Currently, there are 16 officially recognized indigenous tribes in Taiwan. Every tribe has its own distinct culture, language, customs, and social structure. In the past 20 years, there have been more and more workers and spouses from mainland China, Vietnam, Thailand, the Philippines, and Indonesia. The number has exceeded 900,000 and it's still growing. During the last 400 years, several waves of Chinese immigrants brought several different Sino-Tibetan languages into Taiwan. During the Civil War, the national government evacuated to Taiwan along with 2 million of its people. It has been 16 years since the massive Chinese migration to Taiwan. With the population in Taiwan now exceeding 23 million, traditional Chinese culture and customs still hold sway in Taiwan, coexisting with those of early immigrants prior to the Civil War and the Aborigines. During the martial law era, in Taiwan, languages other than Mandarin were prohibited in public use. This has significantly damaged the evolution of local languages. In the 2000s, the government made efforts to protect and revitalize local languages. Local languages became part of elementary school education in Taiwan. Laws and regulations regarding local language protection were established for Hakka and Formosan languages. Public TV and radio stations exclusively for those two languages were also established. Of the approximately 26 languages of the Taiwanese Aborigines, at least 10 are extinct. Another 5 are moribund, and several others are to some degree endangered. Currently, the government recognized 16 languages and 42 accents of the indigenous languages. Taiwan Indigenous Television and Radio Station as an effort to revive the indigenous languages were established. Formosan languages were made an official language in July 2017. In addition, a significant number of immigrants and spouses in Taiwan are from Southeast Asia, and they speak Indonesian, Javanese, Tagalog, and Vietnamese. English is the most popular foreign language in Taiwan, which has been a required subject for all schools at all levels. Currently, Taiwan has launched the 2030 Bilingual Nation policy to equip general public, especially young generation, with English language skills and cultural competence to succeed on the global stage. Curriculum has been redesigned at all levels, and EMI courses have been offered to keep pace with this national endeavor. In addition to English, Spanish is also one of the most popular foreign languages in Taiwan. It has been taught as an academic program at various colleges. It is also instructed in language schools, outreach programs, including the police force and national army, etc. In conclusion, Taiwan is culturally and linguistically diversified as a result of both its geographical and historical circumstances. Over 400 years of diverse ethnic and cultural rule in Taiwan and the Republic government's efforts in encouraging students to study abroad has infused understanding of Western cultures. Taiwanese people, with their open minds, blend foreign customs with traditional customs, and eventually come up with a diversified Taiwanese culture. And this is what makes it so unique and special about Taiwan. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Professor Emeritus Cho and Dr. Virginia Shen, for making great presentations. We will adjourn for a coffee break. The next section will begin at 10:40. For those who have registered for the panel discussion, please enter the discussion room. Thank you. will adjourn for a coffee break. The next section will begin at 10:40. For those who have registered for the panel discussion, please enter the discussion room. Thank you. will adjourn for a coffee break. The next section will begin at 10:40. For those who have registered for the panel discussion, please enter the discussion room. Thank you.